This isn't a story. This is more something I feel like I'm most connected to my dad. My dad is an artist, whether he recognizes it or not. He is very creative, detailed, and artistic. And I feel I'm a lot like that. When I did draw, I always felt like he was channeling through me. Could just mentally hear him say, "Oh no, you have to fix that line," or "Oh no, not that shade of red," or his classic, "Oh, you did good, Mom." And so I'm not the greatest drawer in the world, nor am I the greatest painter in the world, but I try my best. I don't know, it's something I'm proud of, I guess. I'm proud of that. I'm proud to say that I get my artistic side from my dad.
I think the most funniest thing I would say is when we didn't meet, but kind of we met. I would call looking for his friend because I knew his friend before I knew him, and then I would start talking to him, and then we started talking on the phone like for 3 months. And then I remember at one point we were like, "Oh my God, we've been talking like 3 months. What if we meet each other and we don't even like each other and we're like ugly?" And I remember telling him, no, he told me that he looked like Prince. Yeah, like the rock, rock king, like he looked like Prince, and like he was so confident in himself, and he was so nervous that I was gonna be somebody that he didn't like. So he had one of his friends, Mickey. He had Mickey that as he watched me approach the door, if I was like ugly or something, Mickey was supposed to appear, and then he was gonna tell me like, "Oh, I forgot, I have something else to do." But no, then he saw me, and then he told Mickey, "Quick, leave, just go." Like, it's hilarious.
So my memory would be, actually just happened right out there. I was riding my bike, and my foot got stuck into the bike where it slipped into the spoke, and I flipped, landed straight out there in the street. And the one that came running was Dad. Was just running all the way down to the street right there to get my foot out, and had to cut the spokes open to get my foot out, and I was crying. But Dad was there to come to the rescue.
So this is a story of when I was in middle school. I was told that my dad was going to pick me up after school, which meant I would have to have gone to my school's after school care program that they had for parents that worked late. Very rarely did I go. I didn't like it. I honestly didn't. I don't know if it was just I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to be with my family. I wasn't sure. I just didn't like it. And so I went to the after school program, and I waited and waited. And we eventually went outside to get some fresh air and to wait for the parents to pick up the students and I. And I decided to go on the playground, and I remember just sitting there and just waiting and waiting and waiting, and each hour went by and more students got picked up, and eventually there was just 3 of us left. I think that's when I started to kind of panic, legit started to cry, because I felt like my dad forgot me and that he wasn't going to come pick me up. My mom wasn't going to come pick me up. My brothers couldn't drive. No one was going to come pick me up. Like, everyone forgot about me. I was just going to stay at school that day and just wait for the morning or something. Like, I just remember my mind just running with, where's Dad? Where's Dad? Why did that kid's dad come? Where's Dad? Where's Dad? Where's Dad? Where's Dad? And I remember bawling my eyes out, and eventually my dad came, and he apologized because he was late, extremely late. But I remember I hated him. I was like all cool with him, like in the car, like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. But I remember I hated him for like about a week. The funny thing is that he's always on time, always on time. His motto is, if you are not 15 minutes early, you're late. And so for him to be late is very rare. And so I guess it took me by surprise that he wasn't there when he said he was supposed to be. But that's one of the memories that I have with my dad, though.
Yeah, that's another thing that kind of sticks out in my head, because I remember we wanted the boys to play ball. You know, that was one way we felt like they could learn a lot of like life skills and keep them busy and keep them from getting into trouble. But we noticed as they played for a few teams, they weren't getting any playing time, and they were good. I mean, they were like decently good. But coaches have a tendency to have their bias, and so Daddy decided, you know, even though he was working, I think at the time, like 2 jobs, he decided that he was going to coach. This way his kids would play all the time. And so he did. Like, I admired him for that, for being that selfless and giving of that time to make sure that the kids, you know, were able to do what they wanted to do. And it helped them. I mean, they started playing ball since they were like, I think Louis was like maybe 6. Maddie must have been like maybe 8 or 9 at the time. And he coached like for years, you know, and it prepped them for high school ball. You know, and they did. They learned a lot. And they had various coaches besides him. But it was nice that he was able to willingly give his time. And I think that's something that I'll always remember, because a lot of dads don't do that. You know, a lot of dads barely have time to do what little they have to do with what little time they have. And yet Daddy squeezed everything to make sure that not only did they do something they enjoyed, but that they were able to play. And that was the most important thing, was that they got, you know, enough playing time. So that's something that will always stick with me. And I know that the boys appreciated that as they got older and realized the sacrifice. I know that they appreciate that too.
I guess a funny memory would be, I kind of involved Louie too, but is when we had our haunted house, and our friend Gabe was one of the main ones that helped us from the very, very beginning. And Dad knows a lot of our friends, but for this particular reason, for this occasion, for this person, Gabe, he just decided to call him Jake, because he either didn't know his name, didn't remember his name, but he called him Jake. And then there created an ongoing joke that we started calling him Jake, and we started calling everybody we didn't know Jake. And then I confronted Dad, and I told him, I was like, you know his name's not Jake, right? It's Gabe. And he was like, no, I think I'm gonna call him Jake, cause he looks like a Jake. So from then on, he just kept calling him Jake. So that was a pretty funny memory.
Yeah, be that one or the haunted house. I think are the things that we could say that we actually worked together on.
Haunted house is a big one though. Doing that for like 5 years straight, I think. It was a lot of work, costed a lot of money. We could not have done that haunted house without him or Doug. Well, in the first couple of months, they helped out a lot, and then everyone else started getting involved. I think it got really, really big, like on our 4th or 5th year. That was like the biggest one we ever had. But just starting out, it was just us three. I think it was just me, you, and him. It was just us three, where we dressed up as like clowns with the suit and tie, and then we acted like mannequins. But the way we acted like mannequins is he threw us on a dolly and then he rode us out. He rode us out from the back and then placed us out in the front. And everybody thought that we were mannequins, and then when we started moving, everybody freaked out. But we couldn't have done that if it wasn't for him. So, yeah, he's always been there from the very beginning.
I would describe my dad as hardworking.
Oh gosh. I would say he's confident, for sure. He's always been very confident of himself. Always been very not afraid, to do or say what he wants.
3 words. Hardworking.
Assertive. And he's assertive in this. He's not aggressive. A lot of people have always thought that he's a workaholic. But I wouldn't say that. I think he's just very assertive.
Strong. Not just physical, but mentally. He's very strong-minded.
I would say he's loving.
And humorous. And then he's just comical. Like, he's humorous. He's funny. There's just a lot of stories that we all have with him. And he's got a really good sense of humor. So
Supportive of everyone. He always helps out. It's kind of like me, or I'm kind of like him, where he always has a backup plan. He's always one step ahead. If there's an emergency, he's got it planned. He's got it covered.
Passionate. Funny.
The last one would probably have to be amazing at anything he does, whether it's work. He does more than he should, but he comes through.
Also very stubborn. He's set in his ways and he doesn't change his mind for anything, really. I think that's what makes him him. And that's why we love him. Because he is exactly the way a dad is.
right, mamas? And Hopi just wants to say, come on, mama, we're talking to daddy. Happy Father's Day.
Oh my God.
Yay, happy Father's Day, Dad. We hope you have a good day. We love you, and we appreciate everything you do for me and Hopi.
Happy Father's Day, first off. We are thankful for everything that you've done, everything that you continue to do. Very, very fortunate that we have you in our life, and we just hope that we can continue to have many more Father's Days, as many as we can, before we have to see you go.
Just know that we love you. We appreciate you. I know we don't really say it much, but we do enjoy the times we had together. But I think it's our turn to step up and let us do all the work now, while y'all sit back and just enjoy it here. Just relax.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you. From your little girl.